Welcome to the lecture series of CemcalPro software. Today, I will show you how to upload or create a new database using CemcalPro software. In this exercise, we will demonstrate how to upload the raw mix data, which can be used for clinker optimization using CemcalPro software. The tutorial for uploading cement data will be covered in different lecture. First, go to the database and navigate to the raw mix data section. There, you can see the list of databases we have already uploaded. Here is the list of databases. Now, I want to create a new database. There are two methods to create a new database. One is from an Excel sheet and the other is by entering data manually. First, I will show you how to upload data from Excel, then I will show how to enter data manually. Let us see how to upload data from Excel. This is the most common method of uploading new data, mostly preferred by the user. Before doing that, let us see how a typical database looks, and what are the important components of a database. Let us check any of this data from database using View button. Click on View, and you can see that there are mainly three tables in a database. The first one is for raw materials. The details of these raw materials are given in the table. The second one is for baghouse return dust, and the third one is for fuel. If you have multiple fuels, you have to enter them one by one. Now let us see the details you have to enter. The first one is a name. For all names, you can't use any special characters or start with numbers. It has to be as simple as possible, and you can't put any space in between. If you want to include a space, it's better to use an underscore. Otherwise, it can cause an error. Secondly, in this data, all are in dry basis, that means without moisture. You need to input the percentages on a dry basis for all raw materials, along with the lower and upper limits. During optimization, you might want to impose some limits on these raw materials. For instance, you might not use a particular raw material more than 3%, while it is currently being used at 0%. If you have a lower limit that you definitely want to use, you can also set it here. You also need to enter the price on a dry basis and the composition of the raw material on a dry basis. This is how our typical database looks. Here, you can see the typical composition of baghouse return dust, similar to the raw materials. The table for fuel is slightly different from that of raw materials. Since fuel doesn't have oxide composition, you need to enter the composition of ash instead, known as ash analysis. The total sulfur content is not the sulfur content of your ash, but it is the theoretical SO3 content in fuel, and it is generally higher than SO3 in AHS. When you conduct an ultimate analysis of your coal, you will get the total sulfur content. Convert this sulfur content to equivalent SO3 using a conversion factor of 2.497 and enter it here. You also need to input the percentage of ash, moisture content, and net calorific value. There is a field of energy consumption, which is required for clinker calculation and fuel optimization, baghouse ratio, and free lime. You have to fill all of these. Now, I will show you how to upload these data from Excel. To upload new data, go to the database section, then select Upload from Excel. You will see a button labeled Download Excel Data Format. Click on this button to get the Excel format that needs to be filled manually. After filling it out, you have to upload it. This Excel has 4 sheets. One is for raw materials, one is for baghouse, one is for fuel, and is for other data others. Please remember, do not change anything in the sheet names or column names, as the software won't be able to detect changes. Let me show an example of filled Excel sheet. This is raw material sheet. You can see the list of raw materials, their current percentages, lower and upper limits, prices, and compositions on a dry basis. You can also delete any unnecessary columns. All the columns are given here, but you don't need it. These columns, like total, LSF, SM, and others, will be automatically calculated by the software. Similarly, we have also filled the baghouse sheet and fuel sheet. Now let us go to the other sheet. Here we have to put the value of specific energy consumption in kcal kg unit. This represents the energy required to produce 1 kilogram of clinker in kilocalories per kg unit. You also need to provide input of the baghouse percentage in kiln feed and the free lime in clinker. You can also put some remarks and a name to the database. Now save it. Now, I will show you how to upload this Excel in our database. To upload new data, go to the database section, then select Upload from Excel. Now select the file and press OK. This will read the data. And if there is no error, especially if sheet name and column name is same, it will copy the same Excel data here. Scroll down and go to the Save button. You will notice that the Save button is not enabled initially. To enable it, first check for errors. If there are no errors, the button will become enabled. If there is an error, it will be highlighted in red. Let us create an error. I will put MN2031, then run check error. If the total percentage is not 100%, an error will be shown. To auto-correct the error by adjusting with LY, press I on this button. You can adjust the percentage with LY to correct it. Once you have corrected any errors, you can save the data. From here, you can also edit the data, add new rows, or remove existing ones as needed. Remember, the total percentage for all tables, including raw materials, baghouse, and fuel, should always be 100%. If it is not, you will not be able to save the data. You will get an error message. If the total percentage is not 100%, you can adjust it by clicking this button. This will adjust with the first entry percent to make total 100. Once adjusted, save the data. You can see that the entire Excel sheet has been uploaded. Now, you can save it and the data will be stored as demo data. Another feature is the Update Results button. To activate it, first check for errors. If there are no errors, the button will become activated. Pressing it will get a quick summary of the raw meal, kiln feed, clinker details based on your input data, and percentage. This feature provides a quick check solution for changes in raw material composition without needing to analyze it using the Analyze Mix module. Another feature to note here is that some of the raw materials have the prefix LS indicating that they are limestone. This is useful if a plant is using multiple types of limestone and wants to check the combined effect of limestone separately. To see this, go below the raw material table and you will find another table automatically created. This table is a subset of the upper table but includes only the limestone raw materials. At the bottom of this table, you can see the combined effect of all the limestones. For instance, the LSF of all the limestones is 109. If you make any changes to the top raw material table, you need to update the limestone summary table. To do this, simply minimize and maximize the table to automatically update the results. This is how you can upload data easily from Excel. Now I will show you how to upload data manually. To upload manually, go to the data table and click on Enter Data Manually. You can also add new rows or remove existing ones for raw materials, baghouse, and fuel. Once everything is entered, you can save the data using Save button. I hope you have understood how to design and upload data for raw mix design. In the next tutorial, I will show you how to use this data for raw mix design. If you have any questions, you can write to me at support@CemcalPro.com. Thank you very much.